What you think matters most. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 82 of our BU 365 day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us. This segment we're focusing on in the month of March, our mental well-being, our mental health. And today we're going to talk about your mental core values. Your mental core values. I'll share my mental core values, a few of them. Now, core values are important because they help us to choose, to make decisions. They help us to know what to do next. They help us to draw that line in the sand so we know what's right for us and what isn't right for us, what behaviors we will tolerate, what behaviors we will not tolerate. And that line in the sand, for the most part, we draw it, and it's pretty difficult to change because our core values we develop when we're young, when we're very young children, and the only way to change them is to consciously change them. And that takes realizing that they exist and that we want to change them. If we want to. We don't always want to. A lot of times our beliefs and our thoughts and our ideas about certain things don't need to change. They take us in the direction we want to go in our life. And as long as that's happening, as long as where we want to go, the direction we want to go in our core values, in our intellectual, mental well-being area match, then we're perfectly fine. If they don't, when they start to butt up against other areas and aspects of our life or other core values that we have, then we might want to address them. For example, I discovered in myself that I had a core value of being comfortable and secure, but I also wanted to make a lot of money. And in order to make a lot of money, I believed and thought I needed to take bigger risks. Well, that butted up against my sense of security and comfort. Well, I don't want to be uncomfortable because if I take too big a risk, I might lose something. And I had to address those conflicting beliefs in order to move forward, to make a lot of money, and to create the life that I wanted for myself and those I love and care about. So core values are, if you don't know what your core mental values are, we've talked about core values a couple times before. We talked about them with respect to our emotional well-being, and we talked about them with respect to our physical well-being. So this time we're going to focus on intellectual ideas, thoughts, beliefs, mental learning, education, anything that has to do with our mental capacity and our thinking. Those are the core values we're going to focus on this time. So how do we identify our core values if we're not sure what they are? Well, we can think about the things that we love to do. Think about the people that we admire and what characteristics do they have? How do they look at learning and education and experience and coaching and all the other things that might have to do with our mental well-being? How do they feel about time off? Because that has to do with our mental well-being, right? What about them and what about these people do we want to model from their core values? And maybe we can't find out what their core values are with respect to their mental well-being, but we can see clues through their behavior and their results, right? What were some of your peak experiences throughout your life so far? And what did they have to do with your mental well-being, your mental health, your mental state of mind, the ideas, the beliefs, the thoughts that you had at the time? What were some of the most painful experiences you've had? I have found that the painful, bad experiences in my life, the things that I wished I'd never gone through and would never want to go through again, have actually created the biggest changes and movements in my life and toward the direction I needed to go. They were the most painful, but they also had the biggest impact on me over time. So that's why I like to look at those. What makes you feel proud? What are some of the things that make you feel proud? What do you love to do? What are the things that you love to do? I love to read, and even with lack of vision, I still find ways to consume information from the written word and reading. I listen to a lot of audiobooks nowadays. What makes you feel fulfilled and what brings you joy? Ask yourself those questions, and that will lead you to the clues of the mental core values that you hold. Now, our action item today is to if you need to, you can Google a list of core values. I Googled this and looked this up and researched this and found a whole lot of core values with respect to the mental health and mental well-being industry. They value in the mental health sector citizenship, which, I don't know, do you value citizenship or not? It depends. Recovery, do you need recovery? I don't know. It depends on your current situation. The whole person, the whole life well-being, I'm all in on that one. Cultural diversity, I'm in on that one too, and values. Respect and dignity, individualization, identity, and personal responsibility. I say yes to those as well. Personal centeredness, awareness, and then accessibility, meaning accessibility to healthcare for all humans. Other ones that came up when I was researching: dependability, reliability, commitment, loyalty, consistency, open-mindedness, spiritual beliefs of some kind, integrity, honesty, authenticity, self-care, care about yourself. And so our action today is just to share 3 mental well-being related beliefs and core beliefs that you have or that you want to develop. And you can specify, or you don't have to, just share 3 things. And mine were, I shared 3 and then I went up to 5. One is lifelong learning. I think I'm very clear on that. I believe that we always need to be learning and growing and developing as human beings. Secondly, I put everything is here. Everything happens to me, through me, and around me to show me something, to teach me something. I call that lessons learned. And 3, it's above all else, it's imperative that we be ourselves, that you be you and I be me. So, my motto, be loving, love being, be you. That is the core of my beliefs in all areas and aspects of my life. And then I added, think for yourself, because I think it's imperative that we realize all of the things around us are to show us something, but we are the ones that have to filter them and analyze them and think about them for ourselves. We can't let other people come to the conclusions and draw conclusions for us. We have to come to our own conclusions based on all the information that we absorb. And then finally, I believe that I and you as well can create anything and everything that we want in our lives. We can create whatever we want as long as we believe that we can. And, it's just the thought and the idea comes first, and then we find the ways to create it. So that's it. That's our lesson for today. Have an awesome day. I'm going to keep playing with this cold I've got, and hopefully it is going to disappear like thin air. I believe it will disappear out of thin air, and health will resume itself within me. If I can help you anyway, if you have any questions about this, if you're wondering if something's a core value and you can't find it on the internet, hit me up and I will help. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow for our next mental well-being related daily action to help us to improve in some small way every single day this year. Have a great day.